After waiting 9 years, finally the sequel to the Expandable 4 film was released. Yes, after being made to wait for 9 years, fans have to accept the fact that the fourth film in this franchise is actually worse than the previous film, even though it stars old players and their mainstays such as Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham. However, apparently this did not make this film receive positive reviews. If you watch this film until the end, you will know why this film is called one of the worst films of 2023. That's if you can still watch and don't choose to leave within the first 30 minutes. While watching this film, throughout its duration I couldn't stop thinking, how could a film starring actors like Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone be so disappointing? Apart from the storyline being somewhat forced, this film also chose to use a green screen which could be said to be very outdated for a film in 2023. Then I increasingly felt that some of the characters were not strong enough, they even seemed forced. Especially Megan Fox, who suddenly became team leader after Sylvester Stallone was declared dead. Of course, apart from the characters played by Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone, the rest are very ordinary, but of course we can't ignore the actor who was also present from the first film, namely Dolph Lundgren. Yes, even though in reality Dolph Lundgren's presence didn't have any impact on this film. However, of all these things, what bothered me the most was the scene at the beginning of the film, when Jason Statham and his friends attacked a group of terrorists who were trying to steal a nuclear detonator. Jason Statham is seen in a combat car, but with a very bad screen background. Yes, very bad for a film of this class. Surely we will all immediately know that it is a green screen which looks very old and ridiculous for a film produced in the era of such sophisticated CGI. Apart from the presence of the old cast, this film also brings in new faces such as Iko Uwais, Megan Fox, 50 Cent, and Tony Jaa, but once again, their presence was also unable to have any impact on sales. As we know, even though Iko Uwais and Tony Jaa are capable action actors, but not for Megan Fox and 50 Cent, both of whom are not known as action film icons, and in this film their acting is mediocre. The transition between the old and new generations seems to be the main focus in this film, but it was not enough to boost the film's popularity, which ultimately made Expendables for a total failure. Plus, the bad script makes these two guys seem unimportant. They're just there to fill characters they're not really suited for, let alone 50 cents. As we know, the success or failure of a sequel film will be determined by whether the previous film is well received by the audience or not. A similar thing apparently also happened in Expendables 4. If you look at the previous film, Expendables 3, the film received a negative response, making fans' enthusiasm for the sequel fade. Maybe this is because it has been ingrained in the minds of fans that Expendables is a franchise that always stars action actors. The majority of them are famous actors in the 80s and 90s. For example, Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, and of course Sylvester Stallone. However, in the fourth film, the core actors gradually left, as did Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jet Li. This is one of the factors causing this fourth film to fail miserably, because fans are already attached to this film as a reunion film for action actors from the 80s and 90s. And when the director tried to change that concept, the results were even worse than the previous film. The fourth film should continue the same thing, where this film features the right cast, flowing dialogue, and cool fight scenes. Unfortunately, all of that failed to be presented in this film. And if later the director still plans to continue this franchise into the next sequel, but still uses the concept and production as in this film, I just want to say, congratulations, you are digging your own grave. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.